Masterminds. I'm your host as always, Anton Masters, bringing you some more madness here to the channel. And it's a vlog, as you can tell. And I got a little special guest with me.
Hi guys.
Little fiance, my partner in crime, Laney. And we are in my car, ready to go inside a convention. That's right, we got a big con we're about to go into. Are we excited or what?
Of course we are.
Hell yeah, so let's get out.
Fun.
Right? It's a historical fucking moment, people. So let's get out of this car looking like dicks in the yard and get the madness started. Wow. Check out the pops, babe. The Hagrid and Harry. They look like Pez dispensers, kinda. She's a big Harry Potter nut, by the way. Oh, who am I kidding? I kind of am too, but not as much as her. Ooh, look. Isn't that awesome? The Marauders map. It'd be cool if it like actually did sort of change up and stuff. I'm not sure how that'd be possible, but it'd be neat.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? Documenting this entire experience.
Oh, awesome. Very good. Have fun today.
I'm sorry.
I do this for a living. It's okay.
You did all this?
Yeah, this is what I do.
Wow, hold on, I gotta move here. There's a glare on some of them. Okay, that's better. Wow. Isn't that awesome? I like the Meowth one with the Magikarp. A lot of Rick and Morty. What do you got here? Oh my god, awesome! Which one was your favorite always? Of the starters?
Either him or him.
Oh, mine would be Squirtle, definitely. And look at this! It's a board!
Oh,
Reptar. Jason, oh my god. Look, it's Elmo Freddy.
oh, that's cool.
Krang! And there's Freddy, the glove on Jason's mask. Awesome. Got some customizing, about 20 bucks. Pichu! I think it is. It looks like a sock puppet from Lilo and Stitch. Beetlejuice one. This sandworm. Leatherface is cool. Wow. Oh, this is so neat. What do we got here? Hello. Just videotaping this. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
What are these?
Those are just little paintings that I've done for Valentine's Day.
Wow. They're so good. I love them.
I do them here at the show, so if you don't like, or if you don't find one that you really like, I can always make one. The ones that are inked are actually $10, and the ones that are not inked take way more time, so they're $15.
Makes sense to me.
You ever had Charlie's
We have.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering, we're both like hedgehog parents, so we have one Stitch. Rascal. He knows who he is.
Not everybody wants to know our life story.
Oh.
I love you though.
Black Pearl. Wow. It's so neat. John Wayne. Hey look, I see a trooper over there. Hey McFly. That's awesome, I like the hat.
I'm ashamed of myself. That's two I haven't gotten.
Really? Oh yeah, because Boba Fett earlier. We saw Boba Fett. I hope we can find him again. This is really cool. Jared Vaughn. Yeah. Big rider. I'm documenting this for my YouTube channel. Okay. Nice to meet you, Anton Masters. Ooh, cool. Like the booth.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Lucille.
Yeah.
Ponies. Oh, it's a whole portfolio. Oh my god, there's so many people here. There's Boba Fett.
For a long time, we weren't allowed to take the mail in. We had to go to the box outside. And then something changed and we were allowed to mail.
Green Arrow. Hi, Boba Fett. Stormtrooper. Hello. Hey, Cap.
Hey.
Like the shield.
Thank you.
Check it out, Bane's mask, babe. Also, oh, there's more art stuff here. Good lord. Hello, Green Arrow. How's it going? How's the flash been?
It's a little under the weather right now, but I think it's
All right. Nice to meet you. Cool. Oh goodness. Baby stuff. The blue one. Yes. Groot. The baby Groot. Cool. Is that the hat from Harry Potter? Or is it just a wizard's hat? So cool. Sorry. I'm trying to tell me it's trying to get me. And right now we're taking a little bit of a break to eat right now. There's some of these food trucks right here. Pretty good. Good. Because it's kind of crazy in there right now, if you couldn't tell earlier. What you got there, babe? Pulled pork. Pulled pork. I hope that any of you guys can hear me, because right now it's all like that noise, that generator. Goodness. I'll be right back, kids. Let me eat first. Back here, and I'm with writer and legend here, Andy Parks. I must say, just from a fanboy perspective, I really love your work on Green Hornet and Lone Ranger and Zorro crossover.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
The Death of Zorro, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was really good read. I love the idea of those two crossed over.
I'm really proud of my Lone Ranger stuff. I like that book.
I really do enjoy it. It's probably the best adaptation of Lone Rangers out there. Now, what were some of your inspirations of becoming a writer and artist?
I became an artist because I found myself going to college with no idea why. And I thought, I think what I want to do is comics, and I like drawing. So I got a job at Pizza Hut and started to make comics at home. And after that, I was just stubborn about it. I said, this is what I'm doing, and that's it. Writing, it was Frank Miller and Alan Moore. I read their stuff, and as I was making a living as an artist, I was like, well, I'd like to have stuff in the world that I made out of nothing, you know? Being an inker is a way to make a living, but I want to put my stamp on something. So those guys inspired me to try to write stuff on my own, and especially Alan Moore's From Hell book inspired me to do historical fiction. I did Union Station, my first one, about the Union Station Massacre. And I'm really passionate about telling historical stories, but making them big and entertaining.
Yeah, historical fiction.
Yeah, right.
Now, which brings me to Mike's thing. What's your favorite genre, both working on and reading and watching?
I love crime stuff. Crime stuff, like, if there was a comic, well, I love Brubaker's stuff and Dave Lapham's stuff. Just crime fiction in comics and in prose. That's my favorite. And I love writing crime stories.
Like crime noir or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
I don't know if you
good.
know who Jim Thompson is, but that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a big inspiration to Frank Miller. So,
Really?
like, I kind of discovered him through Frank Miller talking about him. Then I was like, oh, yeah.
And you
I get
worked
it.
on Batman Beyond, too, haven't you?
Yeah.
Did you hear they're making an animated
I did.
film
I
of
just
that?
saw
What's
that.
your thoughts?
I hope it makes all the trades sell out the store so I get more royalties.
I'm hoping for it, too. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, I hope it's a really drawable character, you know? He just looks good at all angles, and an animated thing could be really cool.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Well, thank you for your time, Mr.
No
Parks.
problem, man.
Near Pro busy.
Good talking.
I'll probably bump into you later.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Take care.
I'm back here, and this time I'm with artist Megan Levens right now. Hello, Megan.
Hello.
Nice to see you here.
Good to see
now,
you.
I got a few questions. One, how are you enjoying the con so far?
I'm loving it. This is my second time in Neosho, and I just love the energy and the friendliness of everybody here, so I'm having a great time.
Right, it's so, it's contagious.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, what were some of your inspirations of becoming an artist and following through this career you've done?
I always loved telling my own stories from a very young age, and got into reading comics around age 10 to 12. I loved Jeff Smith's Bone, Usagi Yojimbo by Stan Sakai, Strangers in Paradise by Terry Moore.
Oh, that's a good one.
And of course 90s X-Men and Batman the Animated Series were my superhero influences. And so that's what got me into wanting to draw comics and tell those kind of stories.
Right, and getting a good look here and everything like that. You've done quite a lot. There's like a portfolio here too, I saw.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through that a little bit later, you know, buy some purchases.
Yeah.
But also, what's your favorite genre that you've both worked on and just reading in general?
Oh, I'm having a bit of a superhero revival. I love superhero comics, even though I have not worked on a superhero book yet.
Really?
Yeah. And I really enjoyed working on Angel City, which is a crime noir thriller. I never thought anyone was going to let me do a period noir piece, and it was a lot of fun. Researching the costumes, studying the cinematography and the camera work of old noir film, like how they would set up their scenes and light them, like doing the research of that to kind of bring that into the comic was a fun and unique experience.
Yeah, that was a good story. It's right there. Yeah. Check that out if you can, everybody. Also, if you have any advice giving to aspiring artists and writers for the future, what would that be?
It sounds painfully simple, but just whatever it is you want to do, just do it. Where you live in the age where you can self-publish on a webcomic, you don't actually have to go through a publisher. You can get a readership by just posting something consistently online, whatever your schedule is. If it's every 2 weeks you update, every week, every day, every month. But as long as you're consistent, your readership will grow. You can put yourself out there and you can hold yourself to a schedule, so you'll keep creating and you'll get better. I mean, flipping through my portfolio, you see work from 4 years ago that I'm kind of embarrassed to put out there.
Oh.
But that's just because if the more you produce, the more you grow, the more you evolve. So,
Right.
and when your stuff's online and it's gaining readership and the link is floating around Twitter, you never know whose eye is going to catch. So.
Good advice, really. Now, do you have any upcoming work that people should be on the lookout for right now?
The one thing that I can, one of them hasn't been announced yet, but I am doing a second volume of Mysticons for Dark Horse based on the cartoon. So volume 1 is already out, I have it for sale here, and there's going to be volumes 2 and 3, which I'm going to be doing, so that is coming up next for me.
Oh, that should be exciting.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
I can't wait. Well, thank you for your time, Megan.
Thank you.
I'll probably bump into you later.
Yeah.
And enjoy the con.
Thanks.
Hello, everybody. I'm back here, and I'm with horror writer and screenwriter William Schlipker. Hello, William. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Anton Masters. And some of his work, if you're not familiar with, No Room in Hell, Enter Sandman, Dark Side, and I'm sure there's among others too. I can't think of right now. So how are you enjoying the con right now?
I'm enjoying it. It's great. It's a nice first-year con. A lot of traffic through here, but also it's still kind of small, so if you've never been, you're not overwhelmed. I've been to cons all over the country, and the big ones get crazy, but this one you can come down and get your first con experience, meet lots of great authors and artists, and all kinds of geeky, nerdy items, and have a blast. And later, I think they're doing a cosplay contest.
Oh,
see everybody in their costumes. It's a lot of fun. And I get to do what I love and talk to people about writing and my books.
Right. Now, tell me, what was your inspiration? What made you decide, I want to be a horror writer?
Well, I've always wanted to be a writer. Ever since I saw Star Wars as a little kid, I wanted to. Everybody wanted to be a Jedi or Han Solo, and I'm like, no, I want to be George Lucas. Now, of course, when I was a little kid, I didn't know who he was, but I just knew that I wanted to create worlds like that.
Right.
And so I've always tried to write science fiction, and then a few years ago, I won an award for a movie script I wrote that was horror, and I thought, well, I kind of have a knack for it, so I started to write zombies and then about serial killers.
What was the script?
It's not been made into a movie yet. It's called Inscentia. It's about one serial killer who tracks a certain kind of victim, which led me to write this one, which is more of a thriller about a group of serial killers who come together to form a self-help group to try to stop killing.
Whoa. That sounds interesting.
It's a lot of fun, but I don't believe in ghosts, so writing the haunted house is always kind of difficult, but to me, serial killers are scary because they're real. They're out there, and there's more terror in that than, something that goes bump in the night, because when they go bump into the night, somebody's probably going to die.
That's true. You can't really argue with that too much, right?
Yeah.
Now, would you take some of your own fears and incorporate in some of your own stories?
All writers take their fears or life experiences or like people they talk to about life experiences and bring those into. So, yeah, there might be some in there.
It kind of makes sense. Yeah. Probably some in there.
But like I said, I think that that idea that those people are really out there is more scary than a ghost.
Yeah, I would think. I'm not one that's scared of ghosts either.
Yeah, I love to go to haunted houses and look for ghosts and nothing happens, But I actually spent a year working in corrections with people who were killers, and that's a lot more frightening than a haunted house.
Now, being a horror writer and everything, I have to ask, what is your favorite type of horror, both reading and watching, and writing, if you don't mind?
A lot of the stuff with suspense, not jump scares, but real suspense, where you don't know what's going to happen next, or who the real killer is. Those, because you think it's this person, then it turns out it's not. It's another character. Those things I really enjoy a great deal.
I do too. Suspense is way scarier than gore.
Yeah, definitely.
Because gore, you gross out, but you're not like, you know.
No, not like, oh, that's the kill. Oh boy, we're in trouble.
Sometimes it's not killer at all. It's just, oh my god, nail biting, like Hitchcock or Castle. Yeah. Now, one last question here, William. What would be your advice to aspiring writers and artists in the future?
Well, I actually teach creative writing. And for quick advice, whatever you want to be writing, well, first of all, you need to write every day. And then when I'm writing a zombie story, I'm reading other zombie works or watching zombie movies, and I try to bring that world into my brain and encompass it. So you need to be reading. And if you don't feel comfortable reading what you're writing at that moment, but read anyway. But I like to start to read what other people are writing, and then a lot of times I go, well, my characters are way smarter than that. They never do that, whatever happens in that book. But I try to read whatever. So I'm writing a fantasy detective story right now, and I bounce back between mysteries and fantasy stories just to put myself into that kind of mindset. But you got to write every day, and you should be reading. And don't worry that the first draft sucks, because it does. It's going to suck. It's when you get to edit it and play with it that it becomes better.
Right, I have to agree. Well, thank you for your time, William, and enjoy the rest of the con.
You too.
Probably going to stop by later, too.
Right, please do.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, and here I am again with comic book artist and writer, Jeremy Haun. How are you, Jeremy?
Good, how's it going?
Good. You enjoying your time here right now?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great.
Awesome. Great. Now, I have a few questions for you. I won't be long, don't worry. One, what was your main inspiration? Stuff that made you go, I want to be a writer, I want to be an artist, pursue this career.
I mean, I always wanted to do this. You know, from the time that I was 12 years old, I talked about wanting to make things. I read comics, I loved these stories, I drew constantly, and I don't know that I ever thought about doing anything else.
Did you have any works or authors that kind of made you sort of steer right there into wanting to create stuff?
Well, I mean, as somebody that was always a fan of comics, I think that those early for me issues of the late 70s, early 80s issues of the X-Men were always really important to me. I really started coming into comics in my teenage years about the time that the Image boom happened.
Oh yeah.
So I had Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri. Mark Silvestri was actually huge, both for his X-Men stuff and then later, for Cyberforce and the Darkness. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, out of all some of the work that you've done, what is some of your favorite that you've worked on story-wise?
I mean, I've been really fortunate in my career to get to work on a lot of amazing stuff for DC and other companies. But honestly, my favorite stuff that I'm working on is my creator-owned stuff that I'm doing right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's I mean, just making what I want to my way has been fantastic. I mean, if you're gonna, if you want for mainstream stuff though, I get to work on Batwoman for an extended period of time. And getting to work with DC in the Bat office on such an iconic character was a lot of fun. Yeah,
I've read some of your time with Batwoman. It was quite good read, I think.
Thanks so much.
Not trying to be fanboy or anything, saying it's good stuff there. And I was kind of, okay, Batwoman, it's, all right. Now, do you have any upcoming stuff right now we should all be on the lookout for soon?
We're working on the last arc of the Beauty for Image Comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then we're doing More of the Realm, which is our other Image book, and we're going to be on that for a long time, so we're having a good time with it.
Oh, that's good. The Realm is a good book series, by the way, in case my subscribers or anything don't know.
Yeah, thank you.
One of my first vlogs.
Oh, excellent.
Big vlog, at least.
Thanks, man.
Now, what's some of your favorite genres, both working on and watching or reading, you'd say?
I've always been a big horror guy.
Same.
Yeah, I grew up, whenever I was, 11 and 12 years old, I was scared of everything. And then I decided that I was going to watch every horror movie at my local video store. And, that cured being afraid of anything. But now I like telling those kinds of stories. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can relate to that, definitely. Now, is there any advice that you yourself could give as an artist and writer to aspiring artists and writers, maybe?
Well, I mean, since we're here at a con in Neosho, Missouri, a small town and a small show that is amazing, I really want to encourage people that live in small regional areas to create, to make things. I don't care if you're making films, YouTube videos, music, drawing, anything. You can live anywhere and make anything, and it's incredibly important.
Those are some really good words of wisdom, Mr. Haun.
Thanks so much.
And thank you for your time right now. Be on YouTube, Anton Masters.
All right.
Here, it was nice meeting you. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to have to probably pick up some of these things.
Excellent.
All right, you have a great time. Thank you, Mr. Haun. Hello, this is Kevin Dilmore, Star Trek writer. How are you, Kevin?
I'm well, thanks. It's very fun to be in Neosho. It's my first time here in town, and haven't seen a whole lot of it, but the people have been great.
Oh, yeah, it's real cool. It's my first time here too, actually.
Oh, terrific.
Now, you having a great time? That's good to hear.
It's fun to meet people. I like that this is a show that's drawing families. I think the great majority of people who come through are parents or grandparents with kids that are ranging in age from 5 to college. It's great. It's just, and you can see that they're sharing it. I mean, their love of the stuff together, but they're also encouraging reading, which is really cool.
Yeah. Now, you were a journalist before you were a writer and everything.
I still think of myself as a reporter and a journalist, but I have not been in the working press for about 15 years now.
Right. I mean, writers are kind of journalists in their own way, just reporting on their own stuff, sort of.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now, were you a writer? What inspired you? What were some of the key things that made you say, I want to be a writer, I want to be a journalist,
Well, I knew I wanted to be a journalist when I wanted to interview people. I mean, that was my number one draw, my thought was, when I saw Star Wars about 2 weeks before I turned 13. I don't remember who the writer was. Somebody said the golden age of science fiction is 13. It's whatever you're doing and enjoying when you're 13 years old is going to set a hook in you. So Star Wars and Star Trek definitely were, as you can tell. But I thought I wanted to write. I thought I wanted to direct movies, then I thought I wanted to write movies. But what I really ended up wanting to do was writing about the people who make movies and television. And so that was something that it drew me into going to school at University of Kansas. They have a community journalism concentration.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So I very much wanted to be to end up on a smaller paper or in a working for some magazines. So I worked for a twice weekly newspaper south of Kansas City for almost 15 years. I was writing for entertainment magazines on the side, and I really felt like I kind of had the best of both worlds.
Oh my goodness!
It was a lot of fun.
It sounds like it was a lot of fun.
I was cops and courts. My grandfather was a chief of police. My dad was went through law school as a policeman, and now is a retired judge. So law and order has always been kind of a big part of my life, and I really enjoyed being when I say cops and courts reporter, I was there from the scene of the crime through, in some cases, the conviction of the person who was responsible.
Oh my goodness,
yeah,
sounds pretty exciting.
It could be.
Now, a lot of people might know you as author of various Star Trek novels throughout.
So? Yeah.
Now, you're probably no stranger to sci-fi genre fans and everything.
That's for sure.
But what is your favorite genre, both writing and watching? Really?
That's a great question. I'm good with watching anything that feels like it's telling me a compelling story. If I was going to pick, the 4 or 5 TV shows that I know I will keep watching until I die, I know The Twilight Zone is there.
Yes.
I can revisit Mad Men over and over. I can revisit Fringe over and over because ultimately it's a story of a father and son. I think it's pretty compelling. I'm a big fan of Leave It to Beaver. It's a really fun, it's a tight, funny little show. Watched it when I was a kid thinking Beaver was hilarious. I watched it as an adult thinking that oh my God, how did these parents not choke the crap out of this kid? I find compelling stories about anywhere. I do enjoy writing more science fiction superhero stories myself for all ages. I just feel like that it's just a neat way to tell stories about, as Roddenberry said, the human condition without necessarily going into a lot of detail.
Now I'm going to try to wrap this up. I don't want to keep it line up, but what is some of your words of advice as a writer and a creator to some aspiring artists and creators out there soon to be?
Be open to people's ideas. I learned a lot about storytelling and collaboration from people I know who are involved in like improv theater. Be a yes and collaborator. Don't think just because it's an idea that it's the first thing out of your mouth. It doesn't have to be good, but it can certainly lead to the conversation, to the good idea, and practice. Whether it's a blog, whether it is an especially articulate tweet, whether it's your own journal, a short story or a script or a longer length work. Just take time and take the practice to put words on paper, and you're going to get more comfortable with it. it's going to come faster to you, and you're going to just be quicker with your ideas.
Oh, those are some really good words of wisdom. I can't agree with you anymore.
Well, I mean, I can't say I'm the first person to say it.
No.
I'm just passing along the stuff that when I ask those questions, people pass along to me.
It's a good thing to pass along. Well, thank you for your time, Kevin.
Of course, yeah.
I won't keep you busy
Pleasure to
too
meet
long.
you.
It was a pleasure
No.
to meet you too.
Yeah, thanks very much. Good luck with the project.
Thank you so much too. Thank you. Have a good time.
Well, guys, we got out of the con and everything, and oh my god, it was a lot of fun. How'd you like it, babe?
It was a lot of fun. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, it was, in layman's terms, fucking sweet. We met a bunch of these artists and everything like that, became real close to them. We got a lot of cool artwork, which I will show in like the slideshow at the end, probably. Yeah, I'm going to, fuck it. And you will probably see this in like, you know, real soon, everything. I am out of words right now, it's really late, so we just had to have this be, you know, the bookend of this vlog and everything. And if you did like it, be sure to like, comment, and join the Legion of Masterminds by subscribing to my channel. And also, if you want, you can check out my Patreon too. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, have a nice day. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Take care.